Good morning once again and welcome back. It's still Broad Street Radio, your number one business radio. And this is news updates from your number one business radio, Broad Street Radio. The following are the news headlines for the news update this morning, the 16th day of the month of July 2021. Senate approves partial electronic transmission of results. 2021 Eid al-Kabir, federal government declares public holiday. House of Reps steps down PIB after rowdy session. Senate approves $8.325 billion and 490 million euro external loans. Senate passes PIB into law. Tax credit. Federal government awards 309 billion naira road contract to Dangote. And in business, NGX maintains losing streak amid sell pressure. Good morning, welcome to the news update from your number one business radio, Broad Street Radio, in association with Automedics Autocare Limited, Ajao Estate Branch, and Dependable Securities Limited. I am Otusi James Chuku, and here are the news in full. The Nigerian Senate has approved the conditional electronic transmission of electoral results. The senators had on Thursday voted publicly along party lines over Section 52, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill, which deals with electronic transmission of poll results. At the end of voting, 28 senators, mostly from the PDP, voted for the original amendment in the report, while 52 senators, mostly from the APC, voted for the amendment as proposed by Senator Sabi Abdullahi. The majority of senators voted that INEC may consider electronic transmission provided that national network coverage is adjudged to be adequate and secure by NCC and approved by the National Assembly. This means that the Senate has finally passed the Electoral Act Amendment Bill. The federal government of Nigeria has declared Tuesday, July 20 and Wednesday, July 21 as public holidays to mark the 2021 Eid al-Kabir celebration. The Minister of Interior, Rauf Aregbesola, made the declaration in a statement on Thursday on behalf of the federal government, which was signed by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, Dr. Shuaib Belgore. He congratulated all Muslim faithful and Nigerians at home and in the diaspora on the celebration, urging them to allow the lessons of the celebration reflect in their day-to-day activities. The House of Representatives have stepped down the controversial petroleum industry bill after an hour-long closed-door session. Earlier, some lawmakers from the South had protested that alleged reduction in the approved percentage accruing to host communities. The House had earlier voted 5% for host communities in the PIB earlier passed, while the Senate passed 3%. The lawmakers created a scene when they protested the alleged reduction of the percentage for host communities from 5% to 3% after the conference committee of both the Senate and the House of Representatives harmonized the document. However, it was gathered that further deliberation would hold over the decision while the House is on recess. Nigeria's Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, has declared that the country has no housing deficit challenge, as been speculated in some quarters. According to the minister, reports that Nigeria has a 17 million housing deficit is not true. Fashola stated this on Thursday at the presidential villa in Abuja during the weekly ministerial briefing organized by the presidential communication team. According to him, he consulted with the National Bureau of Statistics, NBS, and some international organizations, including the African Development Bank, AFDB, and they confirmed that the Nigerian housing deficit reports were not correct. To this end, he said the claim about the housing deficit in Nigeria should be disregarded, noting that with many empty houses, Nigeria could not be classified as having such a problem. The Nigerian army has debunked the reports of the release of Boko Haram fighters in Borno State. The Director, Army Public Relations, Onyema Nwachukwu, in a statement on Thursday, said the reports were false and a malicious attempt to dampen troops' morale and denigrate the Nigerian army. Nwachukwu noted that the military does not plan to join issues with the masterminds of the report, but will make efforts to set the records straight. He said those released are cleared suspects, not ex-Boko Haram fighters. The Senate has approved 8,325,526,537 US dollars and 490 million euro as part of the 2018-2020 external borrowing rolling plan of the federal government. The upper legislative chambers okayed the loan on Thursday during plenary. Meanwhile, the Senate has confirmed the nomination of Professor Sani Adam for appointment as a National Commissioner of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to represent North Central. Recall that the Senate has stepped down the confirmation of Professor Sani Adam because of the petitions against him. But his confirmation on Thursday followed consideration of the report of the Senate Committee on INEC, which was presented by the chairman of the committee, Senator Kabir Gaya of Kano South. The first batch of the A-29 Super Tucano aircraft ordered by Nigeria from the United States of America will arrive before the end of July. The spokesperson for the Nigerian Air Force NAF, Air Commodore Edward Gapwet, gave the update on Thursday when he revealed that the 6 aircraft have already departed America and are on their way to Nigeria. Gapwet told journalists in Abuja on Thursday that the 6 aircraft will be leapfrogged through 5 countries before arriving in Nigeria. He listed the countries to include Canada, Greenland, Iceland, Spain, and Algeria. The Senate has passed the conference report of the National Assembly on the Petroleum Industry Bill, PIB. The report was passed on Thursday after both chambers passed the PIB into law last week. The report stated that the National Assembly pegged contributions to the host communities development trust fund at 3% of the operating expenditure of oil companies in the region. The Arewa Youth Consultative Forum on Thursday said the North still has 4 years to rule after President Muhammadu Buhari ended his tenure in 2023. The national president of the group, Yerima Shettima, made this claim while condemning the stand of Southern governors on a rational presidency in 2023. Shettima, in an interview with Broad Street Radio, noted the former President Olusegun Obasanjo and Goodluck Jonathan ruled Nigeria for 14 years in favor of the South, while late Musa Yar'Adua and Buhari would have ruled for 10 years in 2023. Hence, the call for the North to rule for another 4 years. Southern governors had demanded that the southern part of the country should produce Buhari's successor in 2023. The national leadership of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has ratified the suspension of 11 members loyal to Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, for taking the party and the state chairman, Honorable Abdullahi Abubakar, to court. The Kwara State chapter of the All Progressives Congress, APC, has been embroiled in a crisis between loyalists of Lai Mohammed and Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak. The suspension of the minister's loyalists was contained in a letter by the National Secretary Caretaker and Extraordinary National Convention Planning Committee, Senator James Akpanodo-Dehe, to Abubakar. The Federal Executive Council, FEC, has awarded 309.9 billion naira contracts to Dangote Industries to construct 5 roads totaling 274.9 kilometers. The Minister of Works and Housing, Babatunde Fashola, who disclosed this at the end of the council meeting on Wednesday, said the government awarded the contract under the federal government's road infrastructure tax credit policy. The roads, according to the minister, are Bama to Banki in Borno for 51.016 billion naira with 49.153 kilometers, Dikwa to Gamboru Ngala 49.58 kilometers in Borno for 55.504 billion naira. The Nnamdi Azikiwe Road in Kaduna 21.477 kilometers from Command Junction to Kawu at the cost of 37.560 billion naira. Also, Deep Seaport Access Road sections 1 and 3 in Lagos State through Ekpe to Shagamu Expressway, 54.24 kilometers that links Lagos and Ogun in the sum of 85.838 billion naira. The Obele Ilaro Papalanto to Shagamu Road, 100 kilometers in Ogun, in the sum of 79.996 billion naira. He further stated that the award was not unique to Dangote, but Dangote is expected to profit from the tax credit if the construction involves concrete roads because Dangote cement will be used. Business news in a short while. Do stay with us. The Nigerian equities market closed red on Thursday following sell pressure in the shares of the consumer goods sector. Specifically, the market capitalization dropped 3 billion naira or 0.01% to close at 19.729 trillion naira from 19.732 trillion naira posted on Wednesday. Also, the all share index lost 5.65 points or 0.01% to close at 37,866.90 from 37,872.55 achieved on Wednesday. Thus, the month-to-date and year-to-date losses were 0.1% and 6.0% respectively. The loss was driven by price depreciation in large and medium capitalized stocks, amongst which are Nigerian Breweries, Vitafoam Nigeria, Dangote Sugar Refinery, Guaranty Trust Bank Holding Company, and Ikeja Hotel. However, the market closed positive with 18 gainers in contrast with 16 laggards. Sovereign Trust Insurance drove the gainers chart in percentage terms with 10% to close at 33 kobo per share. FTN Cocoa followed with a gain of 9.76% to close at 45 kobo, while CWG PLC went up by 9.65% to close at 1 naira 25 kobo per share. Aiko Insurance rose by 9.52% to close at 1 naira 15 kobo, while Red Star Express gained 8.04% to close at 3 naira 36 kobo per share. On the other hand, Ikeja Hotel led the losers chart in percentage terms by 9.29% to close at 1 naira 27 kobo per share. UPDC followed with a loss of 9.09% to close at 1 naira 30 kobo, while Wapik Insurance lost 8.47% to close at 54 kobo per share. University Press declined by 7.24% to close at 1 naira 41 kobo, while Unity Bank shed 6.35% to close at 59 kobo per share. Transactions in the shares of Sovereign Trust Insurance topped the activity chart with 14.95 million shares valued at 4.75 million naira. Fidelity Bank followed with 13.48 million shares worth 32.16 million naira, while Wapik Insurance traded 11.96 million shares valued at 6.49 million naira. UPDC traded 11.25 million shares worth 15.26 million naira, while Veil Business Solutions transacted 9.81 million shares valued at 2.17 million naira. In all, the total volume of trades fell by 18.9% to 159.99 million units, worth 927.86 million, exchanged in 3,038 deals. This was against the 197.23 million shares valued at 2.14 billion naira, transacted in 3,610 deals on Wednesday. Also, the House of Representatives have adopted the pay-per-view, pay-as-you-go, and price reduction for DSTV and other cable satellite operators in the country. This followed the approval of the recommendations of the ad hoc committee on non-implementation of pay-as-you-go and sudden increment of tariffs planned by broadcast digital satellite service providers. The chairman of the committee, Unyime Idem, had earlier laid the report before the House, before it was considered by the House on Wednesday in Abuja. The House called on the federal government to expedite action on the implementation of the National Broadcasting Code and the Nigeria Information Policy of 2014. This, the House noted, would trigger healthy competition in the industry, adding that the entertainment industry had a wider spectrum with limitless opportunities for the teeming youths. The House stated that the visible absence of competitors in the industry was tacit approval of monopoly of the industry by the present operators. Thus, the lawmakers suggested that timely application of government regulatory intervention measures already articulated would revolutionize the industry and meet the people's yearnings for pay-as-you-go, pay-per-view, and price reduction. According to the recommendation, Nigeria's extant laws that moderate operations in the industry should be fine-tuned to meet the 21st century regulatory laws of the industry that is dynamic as the entertainment industry. The House noted that the Commission that had the power to license and regulate the activities of service providers must also have the power to moderate in the protection of consumers. It was stated that there was little or nothing a regulator could do if he was handicapped by laws that were not properly tailored to the needs of the society. According to the report, price increase and reduction have always been contentious issues for producers and consumers in the business world. The House also listed the factors responsible for hike in subscription fee as the recent increment of VAT by 2.5% by Financial Amendment Act of January 13, 2020, and the fluctuating foreign exchange rate in the country that affects the cost of content. Others are broadcast equipment, experience higher and technical infrastructure, increase in bouquet for a wider choice, inflation on the cost of production, and need to maintain workforce. They identified the need not to throw many young Nigerians who are gainfully employed by pay TV into the labor market. The report noted that the use of Nigerian NICOMSAT or Nigerian satellite that is still underutilized was advocated by the committee. The House urged the management of NICOMSAT to embark on the creation of awareness to companies and organizations that made use of satellite facilities. The House advised satellite infrastructure users to look inwards and patronize the country's satellite, reduce the cost of production and services, and generate income for the government. All obstacles that make use of the NICOMSAT less attractive to the end users must be looked into as utilization of the satellite was key to resolving the issue, the House directed. This is the news update from your number one business radio, Broad Street Radio, in association with Dependable Securities Limited and Automobiles Ajawo Estate Branch. I am Samosin Otusi James Chuku Chidebere, and you're listening to your number one business radio, Broad Street Radio. But before I go, a recap of the major stories. The Senate approves partial electronic transmission of results. 2021 Eid al-Kabir, federal government declares public holiday. House of Reps steps down PIB after rowdy session. Senate approved 8.325 billion naira, euro, $4 billion, 490 million euros external loans. Senate passed PIB into law. Tax credit, federal government awards 309 billion naira road contract to Dangote. And in business, NGX maintains losing streak amid sell pressure. Enjoy the rest of the day. I am Samosin Otusi James Chukuchi. And at 8:30 a.m. is going to be newspaper review with Samosin Achi and Eze. Do have a wonderful day. It's still Broad Street Radio, your number one business.